Well, I'm here at the Mount Rose Trailhead. Today's goal is to climb to the top of Mount Rose. It's June 19th, and based on the latest trail reports that I've seen, that the snow for the most part has melted out. There's might be a bit over the first couple of miles, but nothing too crazy. So I've got my spikes just in case, and yeah, I'm hoping for a smooth hike to the summit. I know I've done lots of videos on this hike. But this is a good training hike for me right now as I prepare for the bigger adventures later this summer. So I'll make a video anyway. You can see the conditions today, and yeah, maybe I'll try some different things. I've got my tripod, so I'll try to get some video of me actually hiking rather than just all this video of the trail from my perspective. So yeah, come along and enjoy. Well, as you might be able to tell, it's pretty windy out today. The forecast said that the wind was going to pick up today, so not a surprise. Up at the summit, it's probably going to be really windy, so I'm not sure how much video with sound I'm actually going to use, because all you're going to hear is the wind. But it's a sunny day. It's pretty warm. I've got some extra layers just in case, so we'll see what happens. You can just see Tamarack Lake down there. One of these days I'm actually going to hike down to that lake. I never actually have. So I'm doing a bit of a shakedown with my new Solomon hiking shoes on this trip. I've worn them a bit already, but this will be a proper test. They feel pretty good so far. And let's hike on. And we found our first patch of snow. Pretty easy to cross. I'm kind of guessing this is what most of it's going to be like along this part of the trail. So hopefully it doesn't get much worse than this. In fact, let's see. Lots of boot tracks, make it easy to follow without slipping. Well, this guy will be a little more challenging. Still not too bad. I've only come across a few of these, and none of them have been too bad. So maybe this will be the last one. Lots of cicadas out. I can hear it, but I can't see that one. So time for a quick injury report. I'm almost 59 now, so there are always injuries and aches and pains. So I may have mentioned before in one of my other videos that I was having some knee issues. Those started up after our big trip over the North Lake Loop last year, and just kind of continued to get worse. I went to a specialist, orthopedic specialist. They did x-rays and a examination and just determined that I have bone spurs, which I guess are a thing when you're 59. So the doctor said I could just keep on hiking and ibuprofen and all that fun stuff. Oddly enough, in the past 3 weeks or so, it has improved significantly. I've been doing lots of cycling on my trainer, trying to build up the muscle strength. So maybe that has done the job. The issue now is my wrist. I injured something in the wrist, the palm of my hand. Could be a torn tendon or a strain or something. So I haven't gotten it checked out yet, but I've been doing lots of ice and rest, and I have this snazzy brace, and I just have to hope that I don't fall on that hand. So that's the injury report. Stay tuned for more. It's always fun like this when there's a snowbank on a really steep pitch, but thankfully it's been worn right where the trail is, so it's easy to get by, but I could imagine maybe a few weeks ago this would not be quite so easy. There's Mount Rose. This is kind of the southwest facing side. So there's not very much snow. There's more snow on the other side, but looking at it from Reno, it looks like it should be passable. It's just how much snow is on the trail between here and there. So that's up near the top of Relay Peak. Almost to the waterfall. I'm hoping there aren't too many people there, but there were a lot of cars in the parking lot, and I've seen lots of people on the trails, so my guess is that there's going to be quite a few folks. That's all right. Once I get past the waterfall, the number of people will probably diminish, because that's when the trail gets really hard. Crossing here. Feel like it's going to get a little wet and muddy for a bit. That way looks very snowy, but that's just an alternate way to get back. Now we're going to walk through these willows, and this is where it generally is. It's pretty muddy, so we'll see what happens. It's definitely wet, but not too muddy, since it's lots of gravel. There's more coming up. Pretty much looks like the trail is a river right here, so that should be fun. But it looks very gravelly and not muddy. That's looking down toward Washoe Valley. And there's Mount Rose. We're on my least favorite stretch of the trail. It's just very steep. We're trying to get up to the saddle in the wilderness boundary sign, which is right up there. And then we'll make a right, go up the ridge to the summit. All right, made it to the wilderness boundary. I tried to set the camera up on a tripod to get a shot, but the wind is too strong, kept knocking it over. So then we'll go up here, turn right, and start going up. So this is one of my favorite signs because it says Mount Rose Summit 1, and then somebody scratched in a half. And it really is more like a mile and a half. There's a little more snow here, but it's easy to go around if you want to. I'll probably just walk through the snow just to try to stay on the trail as best as I can. I don't know, you can just see Lake Tahoe back there. I just crossed the 10,000 foot elevation line, so got about 700 feet more to get to the summit. I'm just starting on the switchbacks. There's about five switchbacks, I think. And then we'll get out of the trees above the tree line, and I'm guessing the wind is going to be pretty nasty once we get there. So. Over here on the east side of the ridge. I was hoping there'd be less wind, but no such luck. Just a couple hundred feet to the summit. I found a geocache. All right, now at the actual top, now that these folks have left. Gotta touch the actual top. It's actually not too windy right here. But I know the second I step off the summit and start going down, it's gonna get nasty again. Oh well, at least I'm going down. All right, so this is Mount Rose Summit, 10,700 something feet. Second highest peak in the Tahoe Basin, or Friel Peak, sorry, which is over that way. It's just a wee bit taller. But yeah, gorgeous day, clear. You can see Mount Lassen, Sierra Buttes, downtown Reno, and beautiful Lake Tahoe. That wind was insane. There's just this one little spot just off the summit before you get to the kind of the east side of the ridge here where the wind was just howling. I could barely stand up straight. But take off my hat. Couldn't even use my trekking pole. So that's what you get on the top of Mount Rose. Some days it's like that. Some days you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt and wishing it was windier. So I'll turn this around. There's some folks heading down. I'll show you what it looks like. This is looking kind of northwest. Truckee is kind of over that way, and Sierra Buttes. All right, I think that's the last snow patch. Just like that, we are done. Now the most dangerous part of the hike, getting out of the parking lot.